Welcome to Rural Pick Radio. This is Everyday People. I'm live at Park View Barbershop. And the reason why I'm here is I heard stories of Jeppesen Stadium and I tried to Google it, tried to YouTube, and there's very little information on Jeppesen Stadium. So a friend of mine who you saw I interviewed earlier, Jesse Moore, told me about a brother named Zollie Scales who had the history on Jeppesen Stadium. So while I'm sitting in this barber chair getting me a cut, the brother's going to give us history on Jeppesen Stadium, particularly for those who don't know about Jeppesen Stadium and the years that the Oilers actually played there, before it became Robinson Stadium and before it was U of H Stadium. And that's very important because if you don't know your history, you don't know how to tell a story or be proud of things that happen in your city. Sometimes you look to other cities for history, but there's a broad history right here in Houston, Texas, that I believe that everyone should know about and not forget, especially those who young brothers who playing football, because they had a lot of football games at Jeppesen Stadium. The Yates and Wheatley Turkey Day Classic was played there. A lot of the junior high school games was played there. You had a lot of people that still lives in the city today played at Jeppesen Stadium, including the great Lester Hayes that I'm understanding played at Jeppesen Stadium. So while I get this haircut, we'll be talking to Zollie Scales, and he'll take you in depth on Jeppesen Stadium, because as I stated, you Google Jeppesen Stadium and it's very hard to find information on that topic. So it's a blessing to have someone who was actually there and worked there that can give y'all some insight and check it out and check us out as we do this documentary and keep this in your records, you know, so you can play this for generations to come, so the history won't be lost, you know, definitely. So we getting ready to get started. Brother Zollie, welcome to the show. How you feeling?
I'm doing fine, man. How are you?
Oh, I can't complain, bro. Now, this is a very important interview because this is a jewel that has been lost, but we finna dig it up and let this diamond shine, especially for those who don't know, and for those who were there and do know. We'll take you back in time and give you that energy coming from a brother who was there and knows the history on it. Now, Jeppesen Stadium, I understand you worked there at one point in time.
Well, when I was in high school, I went to middle school, Adams was Old Worthing.
Okay. Well, shout out to Addicts. I went to Harvard, so it was a rivalry.
Yeah, Adams was Old Worthing back in 1962, 63. Old Worthing was a junior and senior high school. And at that time, the Houston Oilers were playing over at Jeppesen Stadium back in the early 60s. I used to work as a vendor out at the stadium. Used to sell hot chocolate and sell Coke, soda water, popcorn, peanuts, hot dogs, whatever.
Come on. That's that work ethic. And you were in junior high?
I was in junior high.
Brother, getting it back in junior high, so you can't say for you youngsters that you can't get out and make something happen. Brother been making money since junior high, but continue.
Yeah, and during that time you had one black officer that was working over at that stadium during that time. His name was E.J. Stringfellow. He was a legend in his own time. And then they had another officer that was working over there named Stocky Gray. He was a legend in his own time. They had one police officer, a white police officer, that worked at Jeppesen Stadium. His name was Big Tiny. At the time, if a youngster would climb that fence to try to get in free, at this white officer named Big Tiny, he'd wait till you get halfway up the fence and then he'd beat you off the fence. Yeah, and so
set up.
Worthing, I mean not Worthing, but Yates and Wheatley played at that stadium also. They were the ones that were responsible really for that stadium being paid for. They made more money at that stadium than Houston Oilers made at that stadium.
Come on.
Yates and Wheatley Turkey Day. On Turkey Day, you have people coming here from California, San Francisco, all over the world just to see Yates and Wheatley play on Turkey Day. They would decorate the cars in crimson and gold, and decorated in purple and white. The ladies would put on a purple and white corsages with the purple and white ribbons hanging down to the skirt. They would decorate the cars in purple and white and crimson and gold. My mother is an ex-cheerleader for Wheatley. And on Turkey morning, when she be cooking and cooking that turkey and that dressing, she would always say, Wheatley's tough, Wheatley's rough, Wheatley's made out of billy goat stuff. So of course, I ended up going to Yates because I wanted to play football for Yates High School. And I transferred from E.E. Worthing High School because I wanted to play in the Turkey Day game. But it didn't work out because my mom thought I was too small to play. And so I went out for the team, and I was out on the field with my white jerseys on. You know, you wear the white jerseys until you make the team, then they give you a school colored jersey. So I got Pat Patterson was a legend coach for Jack Yates during that time, and so Pat Patterson was on the sled, and we was hitting the sled, and I look out by the tennis court. I saw a yellow cab drive up. I saw a little woman get out there, yellow cab. I told the man that here on the side of me on the sled, I said, man, that looked like my mama coming across the field. And it was my mom. So when she got there, she said, didn't I tell y'all I didn't want my son playing football? So Coach Patterson said, ma'am, which one is your son, ma'am? She said, Junior? I said, yes, ma'am. When I said yes, ma'am, everybody started laughing. So Coach Patterson got off the stage. He said, hey, man. He talked real soft. He said, hey, man, come here, man. So I walked over there to him. He said, excuse me, ma'am. He took me on the side of the building. He said, hey, man, you see that locker room, man? And I said, yes, sir. He said, excuse the expression, you take your A from out here, don't you bring your A back out here. So I came home and told my dad about it. My dad got on my mom about it. So then my mom said, that's all right, let him play football. You want to play football? So the next week, mom stopped cooking. Mom stopped washing. Mom got her another bedroom. And so the following week, Dad said, hey, Junior. I said, yes, sir. Can I see you in my room a minute? So I go in the room, sit down and talk to him. He said, can't you find something else to do? So, well, my football history went out the window. I ended up running track. So I had to run track instead of play football, man. Yeah, don't tell me what women can't do, man.
The power of the female.
Dad was missing his food. His clothes wasn't clean.
That's right.
His wife changed bedrooms on it. He said, you got to find you something else to do.
I surrender.
So that's how I ended up running track, man. But back during those days, they had a bowling alley. They called it Continental Bowling Alley.
Okay.
Better known as Continental Showcase. They had a lot of stuff going on at that time. After every football game, Yates and Wheatley or other football teams, they would always have the paddy wagon parked in front of the bowling alley. Now the paddy wagon was the wagon that they put you in and take you downtown. They call it the paddy wagon because it was run mostly by white police officers.
Right. That's similar to the paddy rollers.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes,
so then they had a corner, Wheeler and Scott, they had a fire hydrant. There's a long story about that fire hydrant. On Wheeler and Scott, you stand there and you thumb.
Okay.
Stick your hand out, and anybody would stop and pick you up. No problem. But they would fight after every game. So, you know, I had switched from Worthing to Jack Yates High School. And so when Worthing and Yates would play, I would wear no school colors. and I'd leave after the third quarter. And I'd make sure I got home and I didn't get into no fights. So it was really interesting back during those days, man. You had a lot of interesting people there back during those days. You had a mayor that was the mayor of the city of Houston named Louis Welch. Louis Welch was the mayor of the city of Houston, and Louis Welch came from a hardware store to become mayor of the city of Houston. He didn't hardly have any education, but he made mayor of this city. Now, his son-in-law was a police chief, Herman Shaw. And he was one of the toughest police chiefs Houston has ever had. So there's a lot of history in Houston. That was a football player with the Oilers that played in that stadium. He was one of the best kickers in the NFL. His name was George Blander. And he kicked many three-pointers through them uprights. And so there's a lot of history.
But that's the foundation that we built upon today.
Right. And see, back then, we didn't have all these fancy cars that they have now. I had a 56 Chevrolet station wagon. Blue. Peacock blue. And white. And inside, the leather seats were peacock blue and white. And I had red carpet, and I sprayed my dome light inside peacock blue. And I remember that racing stripe down the center of that car, sprayed my rims black, and put me some baby moon hubcaps on that car. And we would go over the Ritz Drive-In, over there off of Gulf Freeway and Cullen. That's where you show off all your cars. You low ride, you go through real slow with your gals laying next to you in your arms.
That's right.
Yeah. And you got your gangster white wall tires.
Come on.
Yeah.
Diamond in the back.
That's right, man. But see, when we go to football game, I had me some curtains in the station wagon. And me and my partner, I drive the Beaumont, and he drive back. And whoever was driving the Beaumont was with his gal with the curtains with all the privacy he could have. All the way back, it was just the opposite. Everybody wanted them a station wagon. We get us a cooler, igloo cooler. Man, we fill it up with ice and beer.
Come on.
And the law stop you, wouldn't do nothing to you back then.
That's right.
Long as they didn't catch you turning it up, man, they stop you at a cooler beer. Nobody bother you. Now today is a different story.
Yeah.
You get caught with an open container in your car, you go into jail.
That's right.
That shows you how time has changed.
Time has changed. More of a like a police state now.
That's right. That's the way it was. And the haircuts back then, the haircuts that was popular back then was the Ivy League haircut.
Okay.
You cut it real low and you edge them up. And then after the Ivy League, the afro came in.
Come on.
Now, as you can see, if you look up here on this picture, you see I had some hair back then. But now I'm bald. And that's what time will do.
Okay.
I tell my kids at school, I had them laughing yesterday. I tell a little girl, she flirting with the little boy. I said, "You flirting with him now?" I said, "But 30 years from now, you probably don't want to look at him." I said, "Cause all them features gonna change."
Yeah.
I said, all the little girls that was real skinny, that was real fat, that you didn't want to talk to, they're gonna be built like man, they're gonna be built from ankles up when they get older. And all the ones that were real skinny, them the ones gonna be real big.
Time change.
And all them little boys that you call nerds, that wore them bifocals in the classroom, that you wouldn't give time of day, they're gonna be the ones you got to go to get a job.
That's right.
So you gotta start treating each other right.
That's right. That's right.
Well, those were good old days, man.
That was a good day, but it seemed like the unity was stronger back then, you know, and then the respect was a lot stronger, from what I'm understanding. back in those times, but because it was more of a close-knit community.
Well, you were raised by everybody back then.
Right.
If you did something in school, when you got home, Mom was standing in the door waiting on you with the belt. She said, "Come on in here. I already got the word on you."
Right.
And you got a little spanking then.
Yeah.
I said a little spanking, but it was a big spanking. And then when Dad got home, you got another spanking.
Right.
And you got a spanking at school, so you got 3 spankings.
For you.
And so the custodian at school was just like a father to you. The maids and the custodians, hey, they could spank you and take you to your mom and dad, and you get another spanking. So everybody helped raise you. People at church, people in the neighborhood. And one thing I must say, we have respect for our elders.
Right.
I don't care if we went to California, if an old person said something to you out the way that made you angry, you look at him and nod your head, and you may curse him out when you get down the road.
Right.
But you have respect for him. You can say, "Yes, sir," and go on about your business.
That's right.
Now today, it don't work that way.
No.
If you're young and an old man make you angry, they jump on it.
Right.
Jump on it right there like it ain't nothing. But we couldn't do that back then. We had respect for our elders.
Well,
and we were brought up in the church. We were brought up in the church. We were God-fearing kids. We were God-fearing kids.
But it seems like that, that old method that they used to divide and conquer, it seemed like they put laws in place where now you can't whoop the children, or, even in the schoolhouse, the discipline is not there. But it's almost like that they done that purposely to create a division, and then they step in and lock us up or give us a record of a little minor infractions, even little things that we did, and they put it on our records or whatever, and it carries throughout throughout your whole life in your adulthood, and it kind of puts you in the box where it's only certain things that you can do, but your scope is broad. You might want to venture off into a lot of things, but it's like that mindset, right, of white supremacy is still out there floating, because it seems as though they knew the power in our unity.
Well, the thing of it is, when we integrated, it helped us on one hand and it hurt us on another hand. And
right.
Let me explain to you what I mean when I say it helped us on the other hand. Before integration came along, we had our own business.
Right.
We had our own grocery stores.
Come on.
We had our own barbershop. We still got our barbershop.
Yes, sir.
We had funeral home business. We barber business. We had our own trucking business. We had our own neighborhood. But when integration came, all that went out the window because we wanted to branch out. We wanted to be like the other folks.
Right.
And I think that kind of hurt us, because even in high school, we were used to getting 3 pops if we did something wrong.
Yeah, I remember.
But when we started popping those other folks,
yeah, that's a problem.
they had to come up with some laws to handle that.
Yeah, right.
You can't pop my kids.
That's right.
So you can't pop kids now because of integration. Back then, we got 3 pops and we fell in line.
Right.
Now, kids will tell you, you can't touch me.
That's
Don't
right.
touch me, man.
That's right.
Don't touch me. That's what I'm saying. You in the classroom. Don't touch me, man.
That's right.
You touch me,